Hello everyone, thank you for joining on this live stream. So this is the 6th of March and this is on Saturday. So how are you everyone? Good to see you. Thank you for joining on this relaxing Saturday. So I just finished a KTS class just earlier and drink some water and I'm here now. So I'm actually visiting Dubai next week from the 9th of March. Next week Tuesday I will be in Dubai for 4 weeks or 5 weeks because I'm getting the visa in Emirates ID there. So I have to physically be there and get these IDs. So I'm a bit busy to get ready for all the paperwork and the move to Dubai. So today is Saturday. So every Saturdays I record a video and upload about the psychology or money management. But instead of doing that today, I decided to do the live stream and ask and answer as many questions as possible on this free discussion. So welcome again on this relaxing live stream today. So let me say hi to everyone first. Tuan, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. And Mizan, good to see you here as well. Alright, David, thank you for joining from London. Good to see you. Number 9, thank you for joining as always. And Tanapal also, thank you for joining. And Golam, good to see you again. Ruslan, thank you for joining as well. Noel, Tam, thank you for joining as well. Good to see you here. Andriano, Roy, and Bao, and Asif, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Yeah, I will record some videos in Dubai and upload them on my second channel. So hopefully you enjoy these videos in Dubai next week onwards. So if you have any questions about the psychology or money management strategies, please type the question and I'm here to answer as much as possible today. And while waiting for the comments, I would like to talk about the gold because this is going down and this is very interesting market to look for the sell chance now. I'm looking for the sell chance next week on gold. So that will be the topic for today's video. Hello Jace, thank you for joining as well. Good to see you here. Golam, thank you for the comment. Yep, so I'm finally achieving my goal, my short-term goal to move to Dubai. So after getting the visa and Emirates ID in Dubai, I will come back to Japan once and get ready to move to Dubai afterwards. So most likely, if everything goes well, I will be moving to Dubai in May. So I have to take the PCR testing tomorrow and get the result. Hopefully it turns negative. I'm sure it's negative, but I get the result from the PCR testing and submit it at the airport next Tuesday. Alright, good to see you everyone. Thank you for joining. David Shanti also, thank you for joining. So Yeah, so gold is going down. This is in the daily chart and it's going down. So I made an analysis today on gold. So let me open this one. And my view is over here. I will talk about this one tomorrow on the forecast. But just for the heads up, I mentioned that this is going bearish because let me zoom in. This is going bearish because it broke the weekly Ichimoku Senko Span B at 1759.72 level. So this blue line, the upper blue line is the Senko Span B level of weekly chart, and the market broke downwards last week and now it continues to go bearish. And if you look at the daily chart as of now, this is downtrending because the Senko Span B down, A down, and Kijun Sen Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou Span below the candles. So I am expecting the market continues to go down and reaches down to 1670.68 level, which is the previous lows, previous supports from the June, May, and April last year. And as long as the Kumo and Kijun Sen goes down, I expect the market continues to be bearish after the break of that support level. Let's see. Mo7 says, what is your trade on CFD trading? I only take trades on the Forex pairs, especially the major ones. I take trades. I don't take trades on stock markets, which actually is the next step for me. Once I move to Dubai, then I will start to take in trades on the stock market indexes for my midterm investments. And for my long-term investments, I will take some properties to hold. So Forex, I keep trading as time goes on, but and I won't quit trading Forex, but this is only for the short term. The short term meaning, for me, short term is within a day or a week. A week, 2 weeks is at most for the short term for me. So that's my trading style on these Forex pairs. Because if you think about the Forex pairs, especially the major ones, it goes up and down every week. Every week on these major pairs, there must be some trending pairs on these major pairs on my watch list. So and these are basically for the short terms. I don't take them in the long term or mid-term, meaning I don't keep holding for months or years on these Forex pairs because we don't have any trends on this monthly basis. Weekly is, I think, the highest time frame that we can take trades on these major ones. So in that sense, these Forex trades for me is the short term, and the mid-term will be the stock market and indexes because we can see the monthly chart or weekly trends. So it depends on how market goes over time, whether it's short-lived or long-lived. It depends on the market. Hello Mohammed, thank you for joining, and Mr. Fernandez, thank you for joining as well. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. And let's see, hello Nam, thank you for joining as well. Good to see you. And thank you everyone to join on this relaxing Saturday. So, or just a quick disclaimer here. This information is basically based on my own understanding, experience, knowledge. So, if you wish to take trades, please do with your own risk. We're here to take responsibility of our own trades. Okay, let's see. Oh, number 9 says Ichimoku has good entry for me, but I'm still not sure how to effectively trail the stop my position when to take profit using Ichimoku. Do I use Tenkan-sen break or Kijun-sen going flat? Thanks, sensei. So the exit timing is important as these entry timings, and also trailing profit. If you're still new to Ichimoku, then I recommend you to use exit by the Kijun-sen. So let's say now this is going down, and when you sell this pair, this is gold. So if you sell this one, then you want to keep holding it until the market reaches to the Kijun-sen next time. So if you're already in the position, then hold it until the market reaches to the Kijun-sen. Once it breaks, then that means this is consolidating. There is no trend anymore. So this is the exit timing. Tenkan-sen will be too tight for the stops, but Kijun-sen will be good. As per Ichimoku original book, Kijun-sen is the midterm, and market values the Kijun-sen the most. So whether Kijun-sen break happens or not is important to capture whether a trend persists or not. So yeah, that's the exit timing. And if you're familiar with the multiple time frames, then for example, you look at the lower time frame like H1, you look at the 1 hour chart, and so now this is above the Kijun-sen. So once it goes down, and keep holding it until the market reaches back to the Kijun-sen in 1 hour chart. That will be also possible too. And this is for the short term. If you want to be in a trade for the long term, then you want to take daily chart or the 4 hour chart and Kijun-sen break for these exit timings. You can take Senko span B for the exit timing, but I think that's too late. And Chikou span break will be also too late for exit. So I think and Tenkan-sen break is too early, too quick for the exit timing. So I think the Kijun-sen will be the best for exit timing. Alright, hello Selena, Hamset, thank you for joining. Good to see you here, thank you for joining as well. So yeah, the psychology and risk management is actually on the opposite side of the wheel. So there's a trade strategy, which is the entry timing or exit timing. Or for me, trade strategy is as a whole. So I call my own strategy as KTS, and KTS is the whole trading system, case trading strategy, and it includes not only these exit timings or entry timings, but also it includes the psychology management and also the risk management, because everything should go along. So you cannot only take the trade strategy for entry chance or exit timings for the strategy, but you wanna watch closer on your psychology, like emotions and struggles, frustrations, along with the risk management. So Ruslan says, Kei-san, would you please share your risk management strategy? So first of all, I risk only 2% per trade. So let's say if you have $1,000 account, then you wanna take $20 per trade. And for me, the risk is the stop loss. So once the market goes backwards against you to the stop loss, then that should be an exit timing. No matter what, you have to exit, and that should be 2%. But in the GTS, I teach how to exit before the market hits the stop loss. So I take 2% risk at most, but usually I exit 1% or 1.4%, or sometimes less than 1% risk, I exit. So 2% risk per trade should be at most, and that will be to the stop loss. Hello Jagadish, thank you for joining. Good to see you here as always. So this is the free talk about the risk management and psychological management for today, because the market is closed. So we can have some discussion about these mindset, psychology, and risk management strategies. And there was a discussion actually in the GTS today as to whether we have to exit at the psychological line or not. So psychological line meaning the previous highs, previous lows, the resistance support, or the round numbers. So the question was whether we have to exit at the round number when the market reaches to the round number, or when the market reaches to the previous high or previous low, do we have to exit? And my answer is no. I will still be in a trade as long as there is a trend in the market. But when the market reaches to the psychological line, so in this case the gold, there are twice of supports here in this H1 1 hour chart, and the Kumo goes flat and price is between the Kijun-sen and the Kumo. So if I would kept holding the sell based on this 1 hour chart, then this should be an exit timing. And once it breaks, I re-enter the market. But let's say I take a sell over here. Let's say I sell. Let's say I sell the breakout, and once the market reaches to the previous support, then I don't exit. I expect the market continues to go down, but once it retraces, then I decide to exit. So this is also the psychology that is important. So once again, let's say I take a sell over here at the previous break, and once the market reaches the previous low, then I don't exit because I still see Kumo down and Kijun-sen down on this timing. But once Kumo goes flat, Kijun-sen goes flat, then I look for the exit timing. And this is based on the H1 in this example. But if this is daily chart, then I do the same. If daily chart goes flat, then that's when I look for the exit timing. But I don't look for the exit timing just because the market reaches to the previous support resistance, or just because the market reaches the round number. Because as long as Ichimoku shows trending market, then it can break. So that was one of the big discussions at the GTS member, but this is about the psychology too. So basically you have two choices in that case. It's whether you exit at the previous low, or and re-enter the market, or you keep holding that sell chance. Alright, hello Shanti, thank you for joining. XAZ USD. Alright, let's check that one later. Meliana, thank you for joining. And Anne, good to see you too. From Bahamas, good to see you here. Alright, number 9 says, thank you Sensei, I will try using it on lower time frame. I use weekly and daily for trend analysis now. Entry is on H1 and I think I should exit on H1 too, right? Yeah, that's true. If H1 is the time frame to exit trades, then you have to exit based on the H1. If weekly chart goes flat, then you want to exit based on the H1. Let's see. Okay, Kenchu says if the Kumo too flat, if the Kumo too fat, price direction will reverse. If the Kumo is thick, then that means there is a stable trend in the market. So let's say like somewhere over here, if you see Kumo very thick over here, and this is the sign of the strong downtrend, unstable downtrend. And once the market reaches to the Kumo, then it can be resisted and continues to go down this way. So this one too, the market hit the thick part of the Kumo, and you can expect it will be resisted and the market continues to go down this way. But if you see Kumo thinness, so let's say here, this time in this example, it didn't really reach to the Kumo, but once the market reaches to the Kumo on this thin part, it can penetrate like this way. So that's about the Kumo thickness. Kumo is very unique. It's got the thickness and also length and the angle too. The angle meaning the Senko span B angle and Senko span A angle. And the Kumo shows the momentum in the long term. Kijun Sen is short for a midterm, Tenkan Sen for short term, and Kumo, the Senko span B, is for the long term market momentum. Yeah, Ruslan, you're welcome. You're welcome. And let's see, Kariza and Gagan, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Okay. Let's see. Asif says, I know 2% risk means in effect the amount of money becomes irrelevant. Must be not worry about losing that 2%. Trust your strategy. Yeah, that's true. But I know you use a larger capital than us. But did you find it hard mentally to lose trades, even when only less than 2%? I know what your answer will be. Just want to check I correct. Yeah, so my mentality remains the same regardless of the trading account, because I start my trade with 10,000 and now gradually it's increasing. But so if I take trades on these big accounts from scratch, then I would focus on how much I lose, how much I win, instead of focusing on how many pips I lose, how many pips I win. But now I don't really see how much losses I run or how much profit I run. I don't really focus on how much, but I focus on the pips because pips is universal. How much is not universal because it changes, the weight changes depending on the account sizing. But the pips is universal, and the drawdown percentage is universal, and the profit factor win rate is universal. So that's why I talk about these universal numbers. I don't really talk about how much because it's not universal. But yeah, the psychology is actually a big part, especially if you try to manage the big account, then that will be the struggle. Because sometimes you don't see any trends in the market, sometimes you see trends, and sometimes you don't have any opportunities if the timing is not right. So in that case, you might struggle because of these less opportunities in the market. And if you have the big account, then that will also might be a struggle. Even if it's 2% risk per trade, if the 2% is, let's say, $20,000, then that will be a struggle for you, obviously, if that's big for you. So I recommend you to gradually increase a trading account. And as I mentioned on the management strategy videos, this trading account should be by the spare money. You never want to touch the living money. You don't want to borrow money from someone to take trades, but it should be from your own money, and it should be the spare money. So that means it should be from the saving account, not the living account on your bank. Hello Hee-chan, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. He says Ichimoku says 66 people watching. It should give us 66 likes. Oh, thank you for the reminder. So yeah, please press the like button so that it keeps me going. Yeah, number 9, you're welcome. Hello Abayomi, thank you for joining. It's been a while. Good to see you here. Let's see. Hicham says, correct me if I'm wrong, Kumo thickness means big volume and strong support resistance. That's true. That's true, yeah. Yeah, Kumo thickness is very important as a part of Ichimoku strategy. If you see this Kumo, sometimes it's very thin, sometimes it goes very thick like this. And so if you see the Kumo thickness, or if you see the Kumo breakout on this thin part of the Kumo breakout, well, in this case, the market initially went into this thick part of the Kumo, and it consolidated and went backwards, but it didn't come through the Kumo. It consolidated within the Kumo, and finally it broke the Kumo upwards. So let's see, how can I say? So if the market is in the Kumo in the long term, in the long hours or days, then once it breaks, it can go towards that direction. So I think this is a good example. When the market went into the Kumo in this 1 hour chart, it didn't go through because the Kumo was very thick here. So it went into the range within the Kumo for a couple hours, and once it breaks, it goes upwards continuously because the market have consolidated in the Kumo here for long hours. And same is true here. The market went down, so this was a Kumo fake breakout. In this case, this was tricky. Sometimes we see this on gold or the pound pairs or New Zealand pairs or any of these volatile pairs. There's a fake Kumo breakout and went back into the Kumo, but it didn't break the Kumo upwards, and finally the market broke the Kumo downwards and continues to go down this way. So if you sell over here, if you sell after the first Kumo breakout, then you might be in a loss. But the second trial, if you sell on the second Kumo breakout over here, or maybe you can take this Kumo breakout as well, then if you put the stop loss above the previous high, then this should be in the profit. And especially in this case, there is a Tenkan Kijun dead cross below the Kumo. And I would say once the Chikou span comes out of the Kumo, then this becomes a stable downtrend. So in this case, I don't think I will take a sell at the Kumo breakout, but instead I will wait until the Chikou span breaks the Senko span B and will look for the sell chance afterwards. And by then, the Kumo should be trending down and the Kijun Sen should be trending down also. So the more the market consolidates within a Kumo, once it breaks, it tends to go towards the direction, is a rule. And usually when the Kumo is thick, it takes time to break through, and that's why once it breaks, it goes very fast toward that direction. That's an important concept about the Kumo for Ichimoku. Pew Pew, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Have you set the trading stops in your trades? Yes, I do. I still do. If I have to leave the chart for a day or a couple of hours, then I trail the profit. Yeah, I put the trading stop and trail the profit along the way. Let's see. Noel says, "Hello Kay, can you show me again what to look for in Sanyaku Gyakuten? I know the right order, but last time I was surprised that the price bounced at the Senko span B and went back up. Kumo was twisted but was flat." So the right order of Sanyaku Koten or Gyakuten signal would be the Kumo, the Tenkan Kijun cross, and Chikou span break and Kumo breakout would be the right order. So afterwards, you have to look at the price action. The Kumo breakout, even if you see this right order of Sanyaku signal, of course, the market might go backwards. And that's why I recommend you to look at the lower time frames to confirm the trend. So let's say if Sanyaku signal happens on daily chart, and if you see H1 1-hour chart also to be trending, then you can take a trade. Next time you might want to try that, because of course Kumo breakout or Sanyaku signals can be fake. So how to avoid these fake signals is the trading skill. So cross also can be fake. I think you've seen, if you use moving average, there are many fake cross breakouts or fake cross signals. Even stochastics I use, it produces fake signals. But so the next question is how to avoid these fakes. So that means which one potentially becomes fake, which one potentially doesn't become fake, you have to differentiate when you see signals like this. And same is true on these Sanyaku signals as well. Let's see. Why don't you use Heikin Ashi candles? Yeah, Heikin Ashi, right? Yeah, that's one of the frequently asked questions. Why you don't use Heikin Ashi? And my answer is, I prefer candlesticks because I want to see these wicks and price actions. I value price actions with these Ichimoku lines, and that's why I prefer to use candlesticks and Heikin Ashi. But if in near future, if I start to take trades on these stock markets where there are gaps in between the candles, then I might try to use Heikin Ashi. But on these forex pairs or commodities, especially in gold, there is no gaps in between. So I prefer to use the candlestick patterns. I want to see doji candle breakout, engulfing candle breakout, head and shoulders. These chart patterns I want to see in waves, so I want to use the candlesticks more. And of course, Ichimoku is created based on the price action by the candles, and that's why they go along. Let's see, Paul says, hi Kei, if 4-hour chart down Kumo, then H1 is down Kumo, meaning it's all about sell chance timing. Yeah, that's true. You never look for buy chance. In that case, you only look for the sell chance. We have to follow the trend direction. Never go against it is a rule. Yeah, Asif, you're welcome. And Silicot, thank you for joining here. Good to see you, good to see you. The trend is our friend. That's exactly right. Yeah, and same is true in Forex pairs. Let's see, can we have insight on Euro dollar, Mr. K? Yeah, Euro dollar is going down in H4. Let me quickly mention it. I will talk about it in details tomorrow. But Euro dollar H4 is nice downtrending. Well, now Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, but this is still bearish because the Chikou span below the candles. So I still expect the market to go down this way, downwards, and I will continuously look for the sell chance next week. Once Kumo and Kijun Sen goes down next week, then I will look for the sell chance. That is my expectation. Let's see, can we identify the false breakout using Ichimoku? Yeah, that's possible. What is your favorite technique to trail your stop losses? The waves, in waves. I trail the stops by N waves in lower time frames, and also mid time frames to trail the stops. Yep, and you're welcome. And Ashraf, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Let's see, number 9 says, Sensei, notice another thing, whenever there is a big parabolic moves up and down, the Kumo cloud tends to be small and tight. Does it mean that the risk of the price reversing increase because of it? That's exactly right. Yeah, whenever there's a big spike in the market, then the Kumo becomes very thin. And when you see the Kumo thinness, you have to expect the market retracing backwards. In the long term, if hold on, let me see if I can find a good example for that. Let's see. Let's see if I can find any good example for these spikes. Maybe pound JP usually gets spiky, so maybe here, like when the market goes all the way up like this, then that will make the Kumo very thin, so you have to expect a retracement then, especially when there is a previous high level over here. Then the probability for the market to retrace gets relatively higher. So in this case, you don't want to jump into the market, but instead you have to wait for the consolidation. You have to wait for the retracement and end wave and look for a buy chance afterwards. And by then, the Kumo should be, well, Senko span B should go flat, Senko span A remains going up this way, and Kijun Sen once goes flat and goes up this way, and Tenkan Sen remains uptrending like this, then you will notice that this is a great buy chance, and you see the Kumo thickness by then. But at this moment, the Kumo is too thin, so this is not the ideal timing to entry. So I would prefer to look at other pairs with a thicker and longer Kumo than this one. Alright, EuroCAD monthly making P wave from August 2012. Yeah, let's see. Well, since you are the Ichimoku member, let's talk about it on the membership live afterwards. Yeah, Roy, you're welcome. Let's see. What is your opinion about Fibonacci retracement as a user of Ichimoku Trader? I use also Fibonacci retracement in lower time frames and it works very good. But I combine other confirmations, including Fibonacci retracements, to take a trade. Before, I used to only believe the Fibonacci bounce or stochastic cross, RSI MACD. I used to only use one single confirmation and I failed over time. So that's why now I combine 3 confirmations to enter, and Fibonacci is one of the confirmations for me. But yeah, I think Fibonacci works as a Ichimoku trader because these are all Hanne lines, or Senko span B, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen are all 50% bounce. So I'm sure Fibonacci works as well. Any management tip for newcomers? Always risk 2% per trade is a rule. Never go more than 2% risk per trade, so that you can psychologically manage your mindset. Let's see. I used to backtest Ichimoku with pivot points and it provided me with key reversal levels. I really do recommend. Yeah, pivot points are also very nice. I used to use pivot points too. And the good thing about pivot points is that it doesn't repaint, and it's a fixed line regardless of the time frames. So I think that's good things about the pivot points. Kumo is a volume. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that the Kumo shows a volume and also the momentum of the market. Yeah, number 9 says, yes, exactly. That is what I see mostly. So we are to enter after the N wave breakout. Yeah, that is true. In this case, it didn't become N wave. On this pound JP, it went all the way down and broke the Kijun Sen. So, and Kijun Sen goes flat. So, you don't want to look for the buy chance anymore. This might become a reverse N wave afterwards. Yeah, Shanti, I will see you on the membership live soon. Okay, so I guess that will be pretty much it for today's live stream. Once again, thank you for joining today. This is a Saturday relaxing, and I enjoyed your conversation with you, so I hope to see you on the next session. So in about 10 minutes there will be a Ichimoku membership live for Ichimoku community members, so I will see you soon. And for those who are joining public and for those who cannot make on this Ichimoku membership live afterwards, I will see you tomorrow on this weekly forecast on Sunday. So once again, thank you for joining everyone, and I hope to see you again soon. So until then, please stay healthy and stay gold. Alright? Mata ne. Thank you. Bye for now.